Hi, this is Trevor Cutmore, and my talk for this Monday is about buy, refurb and refinance. So I've just done 2 days where I taught that and development, introduction to development and how that works for people building houses and the like, really. But the buy, refurb, refinance, I have done quite a few in my time, and recently I went back and I've managed them, overseen them, taken photographs and videos, etc. of them. And so when I'm teaching this on a course, obviously it's first-hand, it's not theory, this is first-hand knowledge. Now for today, obviously, it's a day and a half to go through everything. But what I've done is I picked some steps to go through. So I think I've got 12 formats of work. So what I'm going to do is to give you the first 6 steps of the format of works, and then next week, unless I've got an interview with someone, I will give you the next 6 steps of that. Otherwise it's just going to be too long for you guys. So look, when you get a property, and first of all, it's really important that you get a discount on the property. To do the buy, refurb and refinance properly, you want to get a discount. Anything from 15 to 30% off would be great. Normally you're looking at about 20-25% discount, because you want to get it under market value, although the value is decreased anyway. So you need to get in there quick, and I'm not going into that side of it in this video, but we can look at it another time. But let's suppose you've bought this property, whatever, cash or with mortgage, either way, and what you want to do now is you're going to go in and you've got to have a format of works. And so you do everything in a chronological way that works and that saves you time, saves you money and saves you pain. And all these things on my course that I teach will save you all of this. On top of that, if you are watching this and you're interested in a mentorship which I'm doing with a few people starting this Saturday the 15th of June, then contact me quickly, because I'm going to do a small mentorship group of how to do it. I'm going to walk them through on their first deal to make sure that they maximize and leverage my knowledge and experience to save their time, their money and their pain. So the first thing to do is to find somebody to clear the rubbish. This is, in my opinion, one of the things which is underestimated by so many people. And that is, before you can start to do any refurb, you have to gut that house. So if you're doing a proper one where you're going to do everything, including from electrics, plumbing, heating, kitchen, bathroom, everything, maybe there's damp to be done, anything like that, we'll talk about that in a second, everything needs to be out. So the first thing you do is to rip everything out, and that means you get somebody in there. You don't need an expensive person in there, you need to find some cheap labour so they can go in. It shouldn't take more than 2 days to empty a house out into the back or the front garden. Now, golden tip, if you don't have a driveway or a secure place to put a skip, then do not get a skip and put it in the road, because what will happen, and it happens every single time, somebody, another landlord or a house or someone, will take a stinky, wet and horrible, probably flea-bitten mattress, and they will chuck it into your skip. Now the skip company will not take a mattress, so that now becomes your problem. So if you have a skip outside and it's not secured, then you're going to get other people's rubbish in there. So what I do is we back it up, we put it in the back garden, secure it, tidy it up in bags, etc. And when everything is out, only when everything is out, and sometimes some of the work will go on, because the workers will come, let's suppose when things are delivered, there's carcasses and all sorts of other mess to come. So I might leave it a little while, as long as it's not hindering people's work pathways and stuff. But when it's time to collect the rubbish, I pay a clearance company to come along. Normally that is a large wagon that will come along, normally with a couple of people. They will go into the back garden, they would take it, load it onto a vehicle, everything, sweep down and make tidy where they've collected it, and they take it off and it's gone. It's no longer your problem. You don't have to carry it out, etc. There's no stinky mattresses. This is a really important point. Number two, the second thing you need to be doing is looking at treatments. So in your survey, you would have had things like things thrown up, whether it was damp, whether it was fleas, wood worm, dry rot, anything like this inside the house. Then those treatments need to be done. Now, if there are chemicals to be used in that, and hazardous, any hazards for human health, then you need to factor that in your work schedule. And I'm not talking about how to do that schedule just yet, but the schedule needs to allow for anything. So supposing you've got bed bugs, there's a cycle, or cockroaches or anything like this, you need to work with the pest controller of how long does that need to be empty for the cycle to get rid of them, because the last thing you want to do is to give these pests or anything like this a foothold to remain there, so when you've done your nice property they're still there. So just take care. Number three, building works such as stud walls, any extensions. These structures need to be put up but left open. Okay, not closed up or anything, left open. And there's a reason for that. But you start to do the outline, the footprint, and start to build up to where it's necessary. But leaving the part open for the first fix electrics. Now, just go back to the treatments. If you've got damp to be done, so they would take off a load of render from the wall, go back to brickwork, they'll inject, then they're going to put some re-render the brickwork, then they're going to plaster over that. So when they've taken everything off and it's all open, that's when number four comes in, the first fix electrics, and that's when your electrician will come in and put in wires connecting up, but under the skirting, coming up against the brickwork, and he'll push those into the bricks. And so all that work can be done whilst everything is open and exposed. Really, really important. And number five will be the plumbing. Same sort of time. You want them in there when it's the right time, so they can put pipes around, etc. If they're going to lift floorboards, if they're going to go through walls, etc. All of these things can be done in the right schedule, and you really do need a schedule of works. I use a spreadsheet and color code the time and the date each person's going to be in there. It's much more complicated than just saying it, because you're dealing with people. Again, if you are interested to come on a course, then contact me, because I have more courses coming up and I can inform you about those, and you'd be welcome to see you on there. Point five. And this, point five is with the plumbing. Think carefully with your plumbing. So think about if you're the BTUs, the British thermal units for each bedroom. Don't just leave it on even the plumber that you're getting. Ask him to calculate the size of the room and tell you what is the recommended BTUs for that room. So you must have the right size radiator in each room. It's not enough just to put a dinky little one and think that'll do it, because then you're going to have cold rooms and you won't keep your tenants, because they're going to just think it's a cold house. It's not necessary. But again, you don't need massive ones that take up walls because someone's got a job lot. There is a calculation to do, and you need to do it. But look at the BTUs, it's easy to calculate. Okay, so that's something that you need to do with your plumber. And remember that if you're putting in gas central heating, remember, put in a better boiler. I use the Worcester Bosch all the time, 30 kilowatt combi boiler. It's really good. It's solid. It comes with a 5-year or up to 7-year guarantee, and it's superb. I don't get problems with them in the first year. Even Bosch will come out and repair it straight away if there is any issue at no cost. But like I say, they are guaranteed for many years. Finally, on this short video, because it's just a little educational one for you this week, plastering. Look, when I do a refurb, I really want to have a good finish on all of the walls. So rather than just allowing the damp to be done and just re-plastered up to smooth in, tie in with the rest of the wall, I quite often ask my plasterer to do everything. That's the walls, the ceilings, every single thing in the house. And then that way I have it's a bit more expensive, of course it is. But once it's done, I've got a blank canvas. I can do my feature walls if I want. I can do magnolia, I can do white. It's done. On top of that, my plasterer who does the damp course, I get a certificate for the damp, which is backed up by Lloyd's insurance. So make sure that any works that you have done is certified, including your electrics, your gas, your damp, etc. All the plastering is done, and that price includes all of my skirting. All right, so all my skirting's put back on, new skirting, not put back on. It's brand new skirting. All the old skirting gets chucked out. I get new stuff put on, and then they caulk it, and so they seal it all around. So again, once the plaster is gone, I am set. I have a nice base to work from. Listen guys, that is just a short, just over 10-minute video for you for this Monday to help you with a bit of education. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make your comments, share it, and hopefully it's been useful for you. I will do the next 6 points for you, possibly next week or the week after. And I have been asked to talk about options, which I will do, but I am going around the country. I'm doing some events. Check my Facebook out. I'm speaking at several places and doing some training courses, but watch this space. If you're interested in training, contact me either here or through my email, which I put here for you, and it'd be a pleasure to have a chat with you. Listen, I wish you all the best in your property journey. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.